I shared this on all of my social media platforms, and I was trying to educate Black women on how they kind of dupe y'all into believing that you're doing better than Black men.
Society puts such a low bar. Ring that bell. Such a low bar for Black men.
It is.
That, right? It is. It's low. And such a high bar for Black women that when Black men reach their quote unquote societal bar and they made it, that's where they stop. This is where we stop. So once we go to try to do a meetings of the mind, there's no equally yoked. There is no alignment.
My women who made 6 figures or more than likely will never date a man that works at Burger King. You know, whereas, and this is where the challenge becomes, because, and this is what's happening right now, the lopsidedness in the Black community. Black women are graduating from colleges, which in turn will mean that there, of course, there's Black men that are doing well, but if you have more Black women graduating from college, more than likely more Black women might do more than financially better than Black men.
Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men. If Black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
Top there, it says what women read. We earn more than men, because the Pew Research Center, they put out a 2022 article that says young women are out earning young men in several cities. But then you read it and you're like, oh, out, in several cities. Well, how many cities are young women out earning young men? And it says several cities, 22 out of the 250 U.S. metropolitan areas, women under 30 years old. That's what they mean by women are out earning men. Okay. And it actually says here in the article, in fact, in 22 of 250 U.S. metropolitan areas, women under the age of 30 earn the same amount as or more than their male counterparts, according to a new Pew Research Center analysis of Census Bureau data. So, like I said, when you read it, you're like, oh man, women kicking our ass. But then you start to read a little bit and you're like, hold on, man. Why would they word that like that? Why y'all think they do that? And I be trying to educate the Black community. That's how they get Black women to believe this dumb shit. And Black women will take the social media. Yeah, man, I heard that Black women are the most educated. And you're like, man, where did y'all get that from? I'm going to show you. So this is from Revolt TV. So they released this video July 21st, which is actually my birthday, 2023. The rise of Black women coupling with white men. A shift in interracial dating trends. 251,000 views. You see that? Look at the title. The rise of Black women coupling with white men. White men in particular. I'm saying that for a reason.
There's a new look of love. We're seeing more and more these days.
Wait, let's go back. You see that picture? Who was that?
There's a...
Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. We know that woman. Ain't that Ebony K. Williams? With her white man who she's not with anymore?
New look of love. We're seeing more and more these days. From entertainment.
Uh-oh. Scandal. Y'all know what it is. This couple is divorced now too. Ain't that Jodie Smith? She beautiful as hell. And that's Pacey from Dawson's Creek. And I have nothing against these two. I think both of them are phenomenal actors, man. I think Pacey good in every hood. And Jodie Smith Foster, that is a beautiful ass Black woman. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. So it's nothing against them, but it's just them using them in the picture overlay as an example in the video.
To red carpets, to the Supreme Court.
He's been the best husband, father, and friend I could ever imagine.
Take a look at all of these women. What do they have in common? Black women dating and in many cases marrying white men. 27-year-old Charity Lawson might just be the next high-profile black woman with a white husband. The star of ABC's The Bachelorette is looking for love on season 20 of the dating competition.
Hey, I'm not sure about these competitions, but is she married to this white guy that she's with? I'm not sure. I don't know. Y'all probably know more than me.
Only 9 of her 25 suitors are black. She recently sat down with R. Kennedy Rue to discuss finding love across the color line.
I will say, like, I probably did have a type, like, obviously when I was a lot younger, and I think that's just, like, what your environment is, like, that's who you're around. But, like, as I've gotten older, as I've gotten to know myself, it's like, I don't like to say that I have a type because I connect with people for who they are.
That's fine.
Their personalities, what they exude as a person, their characteristics. Like, that's what stands out to me. And that doesn't determine based off of your race.
Charity is the 4th black bachelorette. 2 of the 3 before her
Will you marry me?
ended up choosing white men. But black women with white men.
Wait, look at the overlay. Y'all see the background? That looks familiar, right? That's the Pew Research article for trends and patterns in intermarriage. Take a look. Hold on.
It isn't just the stuff of Hollywood. It's a trend that's growing in real life, too. In 1980, 3% of black women were married to white men. Today, that number is 4 times that, at 12%.
Stop right there. Y'all see it? They said, and this is how they get black women. And I promise you, the comment section is straight comedy. Yeah, we knew it, girl. We knew we could do it. We knew we could do it. They are proud of that 12% number. So they're saying in 2023, 12% of married black women are married to white men. Remember, I said white men. Let's go back. Let's listen to it once again.
In 1980, 3% of black women were married to white men.
White men. Look at what it says. 3% of female counterparts were married to someone of a different race or ethnicity. But for some odd reason, that gets whittled down to white men. You see how they do? And black women eat this up and y'all don't even question it.
Today, that number is 4 times that, at 12%.
In 2023, from the statistics, from the article that they used from Pew Research, let's see if that's true or not. You see where they got that 12% from? Here it is. You see that? So the lighter green is black women. This is where they got the 12% from. But they conveniently overlooked there's 24% of black men. But the funny thing is, these are not numbers from 2023. Far from it. And also, this does not represent all of black women that are married to white men. It says black men are twice as likely as black women to intermarry. And it also says at the top, this is the kicker, percentage of U.S. newlyweds who are intermarried. And you know what year this is from? It says right here in the notes. Source, Pew Research Center analysis of 2014 to 2015 American Community Survey. And I just gave you guys the link to take a look at. These are the intermarriage in the U.S. 50 years after Loving versus Virginia. So they told black women that in 2023, there was currently 12% of married black women married to white men. So that would leave 88% of black women, I guess, married to other races and black men. You lied, Revolt TV. You liar! You lied directly to black women's face. And if you guys are wondering, well, where did they get this, this paragraph on the right? It's right below the graph. Take a look. You guys tell me if it lines up. Hold on, wait. Look. One of the most dramatic patterns One of the most dramatic patterns occurs among Black newlyweds. Black men are twice as likely to have a spouse of a different race, but they failed to acknowledge that in the video. Or ethnicity, 24% versus 12%. So they actually put the actual number right there, and they didn't read it. The gender gap has been a long-standing one. In 1980, 8% of recently married black men and 3% of their female counterparts were married to someone of a different race or ethnicity. Not white men, a different race or ethnicity. And they literally highlighted it for black women. They only highlighted the 3%. You see how they do? And you see how easy it is to get black women to believe this stuff? Because please, if you want to laugh, go to the comment section. They are eating it up. I promise you. I was like, oh my God. How? And also, it kind of contradicts another statement that they're going to make in this video. Hold on.
Women really do love black men.
As a group, black women have been the slowest to dip their toes into the interracial dating pool, one of the most racially loyal when it comes to relationships.
So is that the case? Do y'all think that black women are just loyal to black men? Or is it the fact that white men ain't checking for black women like that? You can't make that determination or that selection for white men. White men have to agree. So if you guys want to interracially marry or marry white men, wouldn't it be wise of y'all to ask white men what they need you all to do and or change in order to get married at a higher rate? Because currently it's at 0.5% of married white men are married to black women from the most recent numbers. Why are y'all talking to us? You got to talk to white men. That would be the smart thing to do. Yeah, loyal.
Yeah, Drake.
Somebody you have to be in demand to be loyal. Like it's kind of like tug of war. If black women were like, the little flag in the middle, you have to have white men on this side and you have to have black men on this side, and they both have to be pulling to gain leverage or get more of y'all on this side. Right now, that tug of war, there's no white men on this side. It's just black men with a limp rope. Pause. It's just reeling them in. It's no white men over here. And y'all call that loyalty? I could picture no white men pulling on their end, but right there in the middle, I could literally see black women pulling against black men. Because they like, man, F y'all. We want to marry white men. They pulling against us. It's like, hey, what y'all doing? We love y'all. Why y'all fighting against us?
I don't care what nobody say. When a black man loves you.
But now they are diving in.
I think they have a problem when it comes to black.
Hey, that woman fine. I'm going to just tell y'all right now, we lost one. Ain't that Tika Sumter? Is that her? That's a fine-ass black woman right there. I was just, before I get swung on. But yeah, that woman fine. Okay.
Black women having interracial relationships.
I would argue that when black women are seen as deviating from the upholding the, I want to have like quotes here, like upholding the black family structure, that is received differently than when black men do it.
Historically, interracial dating in the black community meant black men dating white women. Black men twice as likely to have a spouse of another race. So much so that it became a cliche. But more and more black women have been facing a dilemma. They're the most educated group in the country. And
wait, whoa. Hold on.
It became a cliche. But more and more black women have been facing a dilemma. They're the most educated group in the country. And
Revolt TV. Why? Who did this video? How can do they still have a job? You just lied to black women. Black women are not the most educated. Black women are the most currently enrolled in college or graduate school. Black women at 33%. However, when you look at degrees, and this is from saying with the Census Bureau, U.S. Census Bureau 2021, ACS, 1 year estimates, white women are the most educated at 40%, currently with bachelor's degrees or higher, then white men, 38%, black women, 28%, and right next to black women, it's black men, 22%. So no, black men are not at the bottom of the barrel, as they say, when it comes to education. It's right there. So So now y'all understand where black women get this information from. So when you have these conversations on these platforms, when they regurgitate this type of information, it's because, they've been getting fed this false narrative by, videos and companies that they love. That's how.
So the most likely to be unpartnered at a staggering 62%. When it comes to their prospective partners, black men are less likely than sisters to have completed high school or received a college degree.
That's a lie. Now, they said less likely to have a college degree. Yes, every woman of every race has more college degrees than their male counterparts. But for some odd reason, they still manage to get married at a higher rate than us. Wonder why that is. But in regards to high school, no, that's not true. So this is side-by-side comparison from black men at the top in blue. You look at that, high school graduate includes equivalency, 35%. Black women, 28%. Okay? 25 and up.
Are 53% less likely to marry a man with advanced degrees.
That's a lie. This is where they got this from the Business Insider 2023. Why aren't college-educated black women meeting their match? Isn't it comparable to the experience of college-educated black women, I'm quoting here, who are 53% less likely to marry a well-educated man with at least some post-secondary education than their white counterparts? So in the video, they actually said black men. No, they said a well-educated man, which means all men, okay? Because when you put the two together for black men and black women, 28% of black women have a college bachelor's degree or higher, as opposed to 22%. If we were going based off of those numbers and there was a 1-to-1 ratio, there will be a 6% difference of black women than black men. So it is at 6%. And then you could go a step further if you wanted to click that 53% link. You can go to the Brookings data from 2015, which is what they use. Single black female BA seeks educated husband. Race, assortative mating, and inequality. And they break all this stuff down where it tells you black wives are more likely to be more educated than their husbands. So it says 58% are husbands are educated, less educated than their black wives, as opposed to white folks at 48%. That is only a 10% difference. Equally educated is 32% as opposed to white folks, 41%. And then husband more educated for black men, it's 8%. For white men, it's 11%, which is a 3% difference. Simple. I'm quoting here, black women have the lowest rates of marrying out across race lines, in part because of racist attitudes to intermarriage. You see how they make excuses? I noticed that. I noticed that when the statistics don't favor black women, it's like, oh man, the reason why black women don't have more jobs or they don't work higher, career fields is because of racism. Now, the reason why black women can't intermarry at a higher rate is because racist attitudes. Don't that apply to black men as well? Jesus. Okay. Just 49% of college-educated black women will marry a well-educated man, not black men, with at least some post-secondary education. That's not the man's problem. That's a woman's problem. With at least some post-secondary education compared to 84% of college-educated white women, according to analysis of PSID data by Yale sociologist Vita Maralani.
Every 6 black men between 25 and 54 have disappeared from daily life. Incarceration and early deaths, the main drivers behind their absence, leading many black women.
Look, they got Ebony K. You see, they always bring up that prison statistic. That's crazy when we know that there's less than 700,000 black men that are now currently incarcerated. That's insane.
Expand their horizons.
Would you date a bus driver?
Expand those horizons. Very
you. Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it.
So if you're then looking for a partner who you see as your equal and you're including education and income level in your determination of who's your quote unquote equal, then it makes like logical sense, you might also be in spaces and environments that are predominantly white.
For many Black women, it isn't about lack or problems with Black men, but about expanding options.
I don't think it's a Black man, white man. I think just people overall need to treat people how they want to be treated.
Full of love themselves, they didn't. Interracial marriage has only been legal for 55 years.
And y'all know who that was from, right? That looks like a Black woman and a white man. Fair use. Let's go.
A Black woman and her white husband breaking that barrier.
I'm gonna build you a house. Right here. Our house.
The 2016 film Loving depicted the story of Mildred and Richard Loving.
In here? Richie! What you doing in bed with that woman?
In 1950,
what you doing in bed with that woman?
The couple was sentenced to a year in prison for marrying each other. They appealed their conviction all the way to the Supreme Court.
You realize this case could alter the Constitution of the United States.
And in June 1967, the court issued a unanimous decision overturning their convictions and making interracial marriage legal.
So when we had the conversation of Black women being the most loyal, Black women are actually half of the reason why we can interracially marry. So they've been trying to do this. What happened? Why did white men lose interest? Shouldn't y'all be asking white men those questions for the Black women that want to get married to white men? Why y'all bothering us? We gonna be fine. Go ask them. You tell them that, yeah, man, we too loyal to y'all. We gonna marry white. So just make sure white men listen.
But the history of Black women and white men hasn't always been so loving.
Really? I made a choice, Mama. The same choice you made with Master Wales.
I didn't have no choice.
For centuries, an untold number of enslaved Black women were raped and abused by their white enslavers, who viewed them as property.
God give her to me.
Today, these relationships still have their challenges.
Black folks don't really have a good relationship with boats.
That's very true, or water. Kind of like Jews with trains, right?
Bingo.
Are you trying to compare the Holocaust to slavery?
Dr. Vanessa Gonlin is an assistant professor at the University of Georgia who did a study on Black women who date white men and the challenges they face.
It's a very uncomfortable conversation.
You ever figure out what happened with the potatoes and the ETA on this?
Most of the judgment comes from Black men and white women.
Okay, so I guess Black women are feeling the judgment from us, from Black men and white women. We're the problem. So that's why Black women can't get married to white men, because we judge them. Do these people watch social media?
There are a lot of Black men who voted for Kamala, and they believe that voting for Kamala was somehow going to fix the gender divide between Black men and Black women. And I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. We were divested from y'all way before this election. Leave us alone. So I just wanted to make that very clear, that if we were not fucking with y'all before the election, we're still not effing with y'all after the election. So get over it. Have a nice day.
Do y'all hear what's... Man.
So one of my interviewees said she was literally walking down the street with her white partner, and a Black man called out her "come back home" system. And it stood out to me because, first of all, it's an example of a Black man saying, like, I'm not happy with this dynamic, but it's deeper than that, because he's saying come back home as if she's lost her way, as if she's disconnected from her community, as if like she is further distanced from Blackness.
Man, so this one woman that she asked said that a Black man yelled out, "Come back home, sister." Was that Dr. Umar? It was Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar said that to her.
I'm sorry, brother. You've been caught.
I'm sorry, brother, but you are in the book of Negroes. What do you mean? I never... Sorry, brother.
And then when it was white women who showed discontent, usually it would be white women who were the mothers or the ex-wives or ex-girlfriends of the white male partner.
Y'all know that.
So someone
how they get all this information?
Much closer to the relationship, which then meant that they had a different amount of power. So for example, there's one Black woman whose white male partner had a white ex-wife, and she said, "You cannot see our kids anymore. You continue dating that N-word."
Despite the challenges, for an increasing number of Black women, following their heart is still the best option.
I mean, obviously it's 2023, so
right.
We have just, I can't even say like get over it, but it's like that's really what it is. It's like get over it. This is where we are at. And all I can wish and pray is that like hopefully at some point in their lives, like their eyes are open to what really is love.
Okay, let's stop it right there. Thank you, Revolt TV, for exposing yourselves for lying to Black women. And that was supposed to be a promotional video for Black women to interracially marry. And y'all lied at every turn. That's crazy. Man, I think I'm gonna write to Revolt and ask them who wrote this, who did this video. Because you can't keep doing that to Black women. Because they really believe these numbers are true, that white men are checking for them when they're not. And that's sad, man. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because the sheer level of hope that was in the comment section about these white men are going to come and save us. Lord have mercy.
Okay, y'all. So I just went on a date with a white man.
It was sad, but just that part, man. Like you could just say anything to Black women and they believe it, unless it's the truth. But there you have it, guys. Revolt TV.